Okay, we are live. This is Dr. Norbert coming to you from London. I'm week 2 of season 13 of the MCP TTS leagues. With me tonight is my regular co-host and dear friend, the Huggy Bear. Hello, Huggy.
Good evening, Norbert. And nice to have a consecutive stream for 2 weeks.
Yes, we're back into the swing of things, and I have not tired of wanting to play this game and watch games being streamed, and so I was looking forward to this match all week.
Me too, Norbert. Me too. Going to be another good one, I expect.
Yeah, and from people that we know. So we have Redcathal. I'm going to try to say his name better now because I kind of got it. I think it's Cahill. He is from Ireland. He was one of the captains of the Irish WTC teams. He used to be in London, and I knew him from the War Machine days, so I'm super stoked to see him playing. He'll be playing Spider Foes tonight. And
nice.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And he's playing Quinn Duggan. Quinn is from England, the north of England. Might be Midlands, actually. Sorry. And he is a co-host on the Rich Mid show on YouTube. I recommend you guys subscribe to that if you haven't already. And he's going to be trying out X-Men. Both of these guys are undefeated in the league so far. So we'll see what they have going on. What do you say?
It's going to be very interesting to see. So this is Cahill's list, right?
Cahill's, yes. Yeah. So here we go. Beta Ray Bill, Black Cat, the new Doc Ock, Sinister Scientist, Lizard, Luke Cage, Venom, Ultron 2, the Metal Tyrant. So I'll have his grunts too. Toad, Rhino, and Mysterio. So I think in faction is Mysterio, Rhino, Black Cat?
Doc Ock, Lizard, and Venom. No, Black Cat is not Spider-Folk.
Okay, so Mysterio, Rhino, Doc Ock, Lizard, and Venom. Those are the ones that are in focus, in affiliation. Then he's taken Mutant Madmen, Spider People, Scoundrels. Extracts are Senators, Spider Infected, and Cubes. He took Brace, Eyes on the Prize, Heroes for Hire, Lethal Protector, Patch Up, Sinister Traps, Age of Ultron, Grand Illusion, This is a Robbery, and Exceptional Healing. No surprises there.
All fantastic cards.
Yeah. All right.
Certainly looking for some sort of scoring plan. Extract Blitz will be interesting to see what crisis combination we get.
I do like Quinn's picture on his roster card. Man, does that look cool.
Ooh, I haven't seen that before.
Me neither.
Burning Wolverine.
Wolverine with like behind, that should be probably a gas station or a petrol station called Texaco in the States. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, what did he take? He took Emma Frost. What? Domino. Cyclops. What? Colossus. Cable. Invincible Iron Man. That's the new one in the new core box. Pyro. Rogue, Wolverine, OG Wolverine, and X-23. So affiliated is what?
So this could be 3 different affiliations. He could do Hellfire Club.
Right.
He could do X-Men with Cyclops leadership, although Storm's not in there. And he could do X-Force with Cable, which is kind of what I find the most likely here.
Yeah.
But his tactics cards will probably give us a clue or two.
Yes, let's do that then. And the only one that's not within faction for sure is Invisible Iron Man, right?
Yep.
Maybe Pyro? Don't know.
Pyro is only Brotherhood affiliated. So Iron Man is also a X-Force indicator.
You're kidding? Really? He's X-Force?
No, he's not X-Force. He runs well with X-Force. So he works with their game plan. So he's an indicator that he intends to play X-Men. X-Force. Right.
He took Scrolls, Paranoia Pummels, Fear Grips for his extracts, Secure Sword Base. Ooh, Sword Base, least popular crisis in the game. Intrusions and Gamma Wave. All right, you said you want to know the cards. Here we go. Brace, Children of the Atom, so that's X-Men. Eyes on the Prize, Fastball Special, Colossus a Wolverine card. That's fun.
Coolest card.
Say again?
Coolest card.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, look, First Class.
First Class. That's
so
X-Men.
He might run X-Men.
Headmistress. Whoa. That's the Emma Frost card, but in X-Men, not Hellfire Club. No matter cost.
No, it's unaffiliated actually. I think.
No, it says Uncanny X-Men.
An allied and.
No, look at that.
Oh yeah, Headmistress. I was confusing it with the other one, Mind Transfer.
Oh yeah. No matter the cost, patch up, To Me, My X-Men, and Exceptional Healing. So of all these cards, the interesting ones are Headmistress. So make a note of this: Headmistress, Fastball Special, and to a degree, Children of Adam. So I'll tell the boys that they can get going, and maybe you could talk to us about those cards.
Interestingly enough, he has not brought My Hellfire Club Tactics card, so he can't run Hellfire Club as his affiliation. So this looks like a purely X-Men affiliated roster. He could technically play X-Force, but he has not brought any tactics card for them. And they have two pretty decent tactics cards in Cat and Mouse, which is the most commonly seen one, and Pretty Sneaky Sis, that has seen some increased popularity lately. But yeah, instead he's brought 3 X-Men affiliated cards, which sort of signals that he's kind of dedicated to playing Cyclops. So will be very interesting to see.
Yeah, he did warn me it's a little janky.
Cyclops is not considered to be like the strongest X-Men leader. I do think that a release or 2 might really change that. And coming to think of it, the rerolls from Iron Man that he puts out, and also the rapid fire of Domino might synergize pretty well with the Cyclops leadership. But it will be very interesting to see. I have no idea what his team is going to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's take a look at the map. Thank you to Pat from Pat Across the Bifrost, Pat. He's got this map called Hell's Kitchen, which I haven't seen in a long time. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. But thank you, Pat, for making a map. Cahill won the priority roll. He told me he picked Secures. The Secure... Right. Oops. Hang on. Sorry. Secure turned out to be Mutant Madmen. So this is a B map. And it's a pay to flip using your physical defense.
Yep. Both Lizard and Doc Ock are fast characters with good physical defenses. So they should like Mutant Madmen.
Okay. And during the cleanup phase, if you're controlling a trap, you can choose an enemy character within 2 of it. And that character suffers a damage and a power. So.
Yep. Not even can choose. You choose. You have to do it.
Okay. Then the extract turned to be Fear Grips, which is 4 hammers in a D formation. Okay. Yep. Let's take a look at the
most popular extract in the game.
Yep. That's right. Okay. Here's the map. Nice clean map. Got size 3 pipes here at the bottom. Size 2 barrels. They got the big Fisk construction trailer, size 4, size 2 forklift, size 2 car. There's a little barrel sitting over here. Bus stop, size 2. Size 3 stores, size 3 other store, and a dumpster. Very, very classic. Oh, there's a little lamp over here. A very classic, old school MCP map. It reminds me of like initial release days.
Yeah. Perhaps there was a few more 2s back then, I think, because most people were playing with the core set, and that one gave you like, was it 4 2s, 4 1s, and 1 3?
Yeah. I think the balance of the new core box in terms of terrain sizes is better.
Oh yeah. It's there's no comparison.
Yeah, it's really
that you can actually make a decent table out of the new one. I mean. The old core set was definitely more. I think you pound for pound got more stuff, but I consider the new one a way better product. Overall
to be more playable for the modern way of playing the game. I should have mentioned both crises chosen turned out to be 18 threats, so there was no choice there. They're all playing 18. So let's see what the boys took. We'll start with Cahill with his Spider Foes. He took Toad. He took Ultron 2. bad boy of du jour. Rhino, who's affiliated, Lizard, who's affiliated, and Doc Ock, Sinister Scientist. So really straightforward roster, very good roster, but probably
very popular. I think that if you're running Spider Foes today, this is your sort of go-to core: Ock, Rhino, and Lizard. I think it's the three best characters in Spider Foes at the moment.
Yeah,
and then topping that off with Ultron, who is a beast if you can feed him power, which you can if he's attacked. Doc Ock's leadership provides that. Yep. And then Toad, who is just a nuisance.
Yeah, as always, and filling out the points. Age of Ultron, of course, patch up to keep things really, attrition down. Brace for impact. Sinister traps, of course. And this is a robbery. We'll come back to Doc Ock's leadership once we had a chance to take a look at what the crazy Quinn decided to put down. He went with Cyclops. Okay, that makes sense. Rogue, very good. OG Wolverine, ooh, Domino. And X-23, nasty, vicious team that he put together. Let me do the cards. To me, my X-Men, yep. Exceptional healing, yep. Patch up, yep. First class, yep. And brace. Straightforward cards.
Very straightforward. And he's brought a leadership that's hard to evaluate, but along with it, he's brought only real solid characters.
Yeah, I think this roster is exciting.
He was. I'm a bit surprised to not see No Matter the Cost in there, but I suppose he was strapped for card slots. First class is perfect when you want to do pay to flips. So, and then to me, my X-Men is basically slightly more awkward Avengers Assemble. So that's also a fantastic card. No Matter the Cost enables Wolverine to do a spender really early, which can also generate power with Cyclops leadership and also displace models. So that's there are some real cool combinations you can do there. But we'll see what his plan will be.
Okay. So far, Cahill has put down. By the way, meant to mention, here's the hammer on the left and the right, and then there's one at the top and the bottom, and then the secures are here at the bottom, and then across the top here. Cahill has put pretty much center, Doc Ock, flanking to the right, Rhino, and then Ultron with his drones all the way far right. At the left is Lizard, and far left is Toad. Meanwhile, Quinn has put center Wolverine. Far left, very far left, is Cyclops and X-23 up on that building. Right is Rogue, and Domino is flanking far right.
So when we're talking about top, bottom, right, and left, when it comes to objectives, we're talking about it from our point of view.
Yes.
Not from either player's point of view.
Correct. Very good point. Right, Cahill's moving right into it with Toad. He's going to go ahead and pick up that hammer, and then I think just sit there. We'll see. Oh, I wonder if he did play Sinister Traps. I wonder where that trap is. Oh, it's on the top hammer. So you want to explain to people what Sinister Traps is?
Sinister Traps is one of, if not the signature card of Spider Foes. Mm-hmm. He can put during the first power phase of the game, he puts it on a objective token on his choice, and if any model would ever move within 2 of that objective, it's going to trigger the trap, which means that Cahill in this case would roll 5 dice, and on a crit hit or wild, for each crit hit or wild, he would do 1 damage to the enemy model. And if he does at least 1 damage, the enemy model gets pushed short in a direction that he chooses.
Look at this. Quinn's coming out blazing. He's moved Domino up with to the secure point and then go ahead and shoot Toad, who has the hammer, as you recall, and does not do very well. In fact, does 1 point of damage. and he's played first class. So help people understand how first class goes. Oh, your volume's gone, big guy. Something happened when you moved your computer. Can't hear you. All that wisdom.
Sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
Muted myself for a minute there because I was talking to the missus. Right. So first class, signature card of X-Men. It means that first time you interact with an objective each round, for the first round, that's for free, of no power cost. So that means that a character with only one power from power up can pick up an extract and interact with a pay to flip objective token, or even interact with two pay to flip objective tokens. Right. Only affiliated X-Men characters are affected by this, however, but as it so happens, all of Quinn's characters are X-Men affiliated.
Yeah.
In this game.
Now, Domino did 1 point of damage to Toad. Did that give him enough power to do his slippery? Because shouldn't he have used 1 power to pick up the hammer and thus have 0? What am I missing?
He took 1 damage. No, Doc Ock's leadership. We forgot to talk about that.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Because every time, once per turn after an attack targeting an allied character is resolved, that character gains 1 power.
Yeah.
So, and you don't even have to take damage to get that extra power. So he took 1 damage, he got 2 power, and then he could afford the slippery.
The worst possible result.
When you take damage from an enemy attack once per turn, you can also remove 1 out of 3 conditions.
Right.
From the attacked character. And if I remember correctly, it's incinerate, shock, and
poison, maybe?
No, not bleed or poison. It's and we can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see it. You have to look it up.
Hang on a minute. I'm going to look it up.
I'm sure.
I think it might be slow.
Mike DeLuca's in the house.
I'm going to put my money on slow.
You're going to go slow. Okay. Well, while you're looking that up, I can say that was the worst possible result for Quinn. Unfortunately, he gave Toad just enough power to slippery away, so he's hiding now behind the size 4 trailer, which is blocking line of sight to him, which means he is in the perfect position to be completely safe holding that hammer. Disaster for Quinn. Meanwhile, Quinn then used Domino to flip the trap. Kaho followed up by having Lizard hop up onto his side of the trap and also was able to flip it successfully. And now Rogue has moved up 1 action so far, and we are yet to see what's going to happen.
It is indeed shock, slow, and incinerate. I would have loved for it to be any special condition, because that would have made life so much easier for Spider-Force players, remembering what conditions you can and cannot remove. However, removing stagger that way would, or even stun, could be in the realms of over the top.
Okay. I believe Rogue moved twice to get within 2 of Lizard and then used her mutant absorption ability. I think that's what it's called.
It is.
What's it called?
But that costs 2, so.
Yeah. Oh, maybe she hit him, but I don't know how she did that. How did she get up there and close enough?
Did he play to be max then?
Well, the card's not flipped anyway.
He gave her a power from because Cyclops leadership. There's gonna be a ton of confusing power generation this game.
All right.
Because Dr. Octopus leadership gains a power on characters that are attacked.
Yep.
And Cyclops generates power to his friends by attacking enemy characters, and it's a bit complicated. When an allied character deals damage to an enemy character, that character can put 1 power on an allied character within 5.
Okay.
So when he did damage to Toad, he put 1 power onto Rogue, who then got her 2nd power, so she could move once and then charge.
Ah, she charged. Okay. Moved once, charged, did a hell of a lot of damage. It was a fantastic roll. 6 hits into just 1 save, plus his damage reduction put him on 4 out of 6. That loaded her up on power, and I believe Quinn's looking to throw Lizard or do the mutant absorption. Looks like, well, let's see, how much is it? He's doing mutant absorption. He's doing mutant. He spent the 2 and now he's rolling dice. Ooh, fantastic roll for mutant absorption. Yikes. This is where you roll 5 dice and use lose power for each crit, wild, and hit. Is
it 5 dice?
Yeah, this is 5. 4. Yeah, I thought so too, but this is 5.
It's 5. Nice.
Now, luckily, so he had to lose, what was it, 4 power? He had that power to spare, otherwise he'd start losing damage. So, but that unloads Lizard's power from taking all that damage down to just 1. Sad panda.
Yep, we're really gonna have to keep an eye on the power economy here because, like I said, both leaderships generate power in weird ways.
This is the first time I've seen both of these leaders being played, so even in real life. So that's why I was confused, and this is why we stream these games.
Indeed.
Got DeLuca in the house, still recovering from his massive Christmas special. He's still bloated from all that, Christmas goodness. If you haven't,
and a very good run at LBO on top of that.
Ooh, how did he? What was his record?
I think he went 5-1.
5-1. Okay, you look that up. So LVO is the Las Vegas Open. No, yeah, Las Vegas Open. It's an invitational event. 64 players. I think they run a last chance qualifier at the event, so it's like 63 players show up plus whoever is in the qualifier. Singles event in Las Vegas just this past weekend. And yeah, Mike's got he went 5-1 and got 3rd, I think, playing Wakanda.
Yep.
Amazing.
It was that is indeed an excellent run. Congratulations.
Yeah, good for you, dude. And 3rd place, amazing. So Doc Ock decided to double move over to the top right trap and successfully flipped it. Oh, Mike had a good time too. Good for you, man. The person who won was Guardian CGR. It was unfortunately a Guardian CGR mirror match, which isn't so great, but there you are. And the fellow who won though is somebody I haven't heard his name before, so that's great. Somebody new to the scene, let's say, or maybe he's not new, but not as well known, let's say. But that's great. Went 6-0 and won the event. Looks like X23 is going to try to flip Quinn's top left trap and just makes it just. So everybody's got the traps that you'd expect them to get, no problems. And now the hammers are left.
Everyone's always shocked when they fail to flip a point early, including myself.
Shocked is a polite way for me. I would be happy if I was merely shocked instead of raging angry. Which I've done better to hide. But even when I hide it, I feel like the old Hulk TV show that probably nobody watching this has ever seen, apart from me.
The Lou Ferrigno one?
Yeah. And, there's this one part where it's in the credits, basically, of it, or like the beginning intro scene, where you see Bruce Banner, in a human form, and he's walking along, and he takes a deep breath, and as his like chest and everything, expands from taking a deep breath, the half of his face turns into the Lou Ferrigno Hulk, and is going, "Rawr!" So that's kind of like what happens to me.
Is that from the 70s or the 80s?
I'm gonna say 80s, only because I grew. I was born in the early 70s, so maybe late 70s. Don't know. Hey, should 40K seed it? Hot damn.
Marvel would most likely like to forget parts of its past.
I don't know. When I was a kid, we were very grateful to have that on the TV. Believe me, that and the $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman. Woo, those were good times. When you're in a desert, little glass of water is really good.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, Wolverine's moved up and
So
grabbed the hammer. That's making him nasty.
And placed himself slightly outside of 3
Yeah.
Rhino.
Yeah, makes sense. That means Rhino can't get a automatic first attack without having to do something first.
Oh, but he's still pretty close. So he's pretty easily gonna be able to move forward, use this as a robbery. And, ooh, here we see Ultron drones triggering the trap.
His own trap. He's triggering his own trap. He's giving up
the expendable drones.
Yeah. So folks at home, this is not like basically usually you want your opponent to try to get blown up, but in this case it kind of protected the hammer, and now Cottle's sacrificing something he doesn't care about to now retrieve that hammer. So it seems like, oh well, he didn't get to use the trap by damaging his opponent, but that's true. But
but he did. It stopped. It stopped Quinn from moving up and grabbing that hammer.
Right. Exactly.
So Cottle is going to be advantaged here, quite heavily actually, scoring-wise, because he's going to have a 3-1 situation on the hammers.
Yep.
Unless Cyclops does something crazy here to Ultron.
Yeah, it's just Cyclops left. So Cyclops moves forward. Now he does have a range for attack, but
But it's 5 dice and Ultron has 8 stamina, so should be.
Here he goes. YOLO!
Surely nothing.
Cyclops.
Let's see 5 crits.
Meh.
No. Womp,
womp. Five crappy results is more like
no blocks though, so he gets to put a power on Logan. Wolverine.
Yeah, nice. But what happens now with Doc Ock's leadership? He got damaged, so he gets an extra power, or what happens?
Indeed, Ultron gets an extra power, so that's why he went from 0 to 2.
Okay. Shin40K says that Lou Ferrigno was actually in the Hulk movie.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
Some sort of cameo?
Yeah, tell us what the character was or cameo that he did, Shin. That's amazing. I have to go find that now, because Lou Ferrigno, wow. Riddlesworth, Lizard got 4 damage because Rogue was very cross with him and said... Quinn
transferred 1 power to her thanks to Cyclops' leadership so that she could charge.
Yeah. And so she charged up and hit him really hard, and then did mutant absorption to suck all the power away that she just gave him. It was really obnoxious. Shin40K says Lou Ferrigno was a security guard for the college that Ed Norton, who plays the Hulk, sneaks into to meet up with Betty Ross. Thanks, buddy.
Oh.
So the other part of the intro to the old Hulk TV series from when I was a kid was, Bruce Banner it's a rainstorm, really nasty rainstorm, and he got a flat tire. And so as the credits are going through, you see him getting out, and he's struggling with trying to get the nuts off the car, and it's raining, and he slips and he cracks his knuckles and he gets really pissed. And so all of a sudden he goes into Hulk mode, and Hulk takes the car and flips it up over the side of the road. He table flips the car because of the...
So you watched that as a kid?
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So I guess it was from the 70s then.
I have to look. If Shin40K, if you could look up the run for me of when the original Hulk TV series was on TV, please do that for us. I don't know if you could see it now, but man, I wonder if it holds up at all. At all.
My guess would be not even close. But
listen, I'll tell you something though, Huggy Bear. It was the kind of Hulk that I happen to like, which was it wasn't a like rampaging, Hulk being cool kind of a thing, or Hulk being the intelligent Hulk. It was sad. Bruce Banner was constantly worried about him turning into the Hulk and was really depressed about it when he did and did stuff to people. He hated it. And I really liked that. I mean, it was just the tension of him struggling with his inner demon, essentially, was really, really interesting and fun to watch, So anyway, Lizard moves up to try to flip that trap, even though Domino was guarding it, and manages to do it with 2 successes. Right on, Lizard. So Lizard gets to heal 1 as well. So he's down to 3 out of 6 hit points after that. Interesting. Why do you think Cottle might have done that?
I think that the spike from Rogue last round that put a ton of damage on him somewhat stressed Coddle's activation here, so that he wanted to go with Lizard early before he's eventually dazed. Now he's flipped the point, forcing Domino to try and flip it back, or have Rogue retreat to that point.
Mm-hmm.
If Domino would fail, Lizard is. I really expect him to go down. Probably to Domino, who hasn't got many other targets around.
Yep.
But yeah, at least he got an activation out of him, which had meaning for the timing of activations.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually a pretty interesting move on Cahal's part. You know, he's basically sacrificing Lizard, but Lizard is probably going to die anyway, as you pointed out, Huggy Bear. So might as well now make it more difficult for Quinn. Real quick, it turns out the TV series was on from 1977 to 82. And I don't remember.
Seasons.
Yeah, don't remember when I started watching it, but obviously sometime in there. Let's
maybe
see.
I shouldn't presuppose one season a year.
Yeah. I don't know. Back then it might have been different.
Yeah, some producers were really productive back then. I mean, look at Star Trek, the original series. It's like hundreds of episodes in that one.
Yeah. I think so far, Quinn's been activating Rogue into Lizard. Not sure, but
come on, guys, give us some tab arrows.
Yeah, they did. To be fair, so Lizard's taken 1 point of damage so far. It seems like Domino's doing it. She just got power. So yeah, this will be the second attack against Domino. Thank you, Rollsworth. And apparently,
obvious what she was going to do, so why not have her go first?
Yeah, you made a good point about her not having anything better to do. All right, that was good. 3 hits into 2 saves though. So, doesn't have.
But Quinn has, however, now left the option for Paddle to activate Rhino and try to throw Wolverine away and take his hammer, but he's not on too much power, so that might not be a good move at the moment. But
Domino has rapid fire, so she was able to take out Lizard with a number of different attacks and is now trying to flip that trap. So let's see if she does it. She does. She does flip it, no problem. Wrapping up the Hulk show, apparently it wasn't Bruce Banner. They changed the name to David Banner for some reason. No idea. I didn't know that. My memory doesn't go back.
No alliteration.
But props to Matt Alex and Shin40K, who actually are younger than me and actually knew that. Wow. What's going on with you guys? And Rich Schmidt is in the house. He's taking a look at how his co-host is doing. I don't know. Maybe he's going to get kicked off the show if he doesn't do well. Hey, Rich, you got standards. And looks like Ultron is attacking X-23. And decent hit with a crit. 3 hits with a crit. Crit rolls into another hit. 4 hits into just 1 save, but there's a reroll coming in from X-23's innate ability. And she saves 2. So she'll take 2.
Yeah, she will also get bleed and poison.
Yep, because he hit the trigger.
Yep, which is a very powerful trigger, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, bleed's always good. But
yeah, it's just the combination. Both of those conditions are a nuisance to have on yourself, and in order to get rid of both, you have to spend 2 actions.
Yep.
I mean, sure, bleed is not too bad on X-23 because she has healing factor, and well, perhaps poison isn't the worst thing either because she's already on 4 power and she doesn't have a ton of different ways to spend it. It's basically her spender and the frenzy superpower, which usually generates her some additional power with attacks, so might not become an issue.
All right. The Quinn's had to take a little break. Maybe he's got a probably rich mid. You know, he's like one of those football managers down on the field calling, screaming at the players, and Quinn's over there trying to confer with his coach. What did I want to mention? Oh, they're back already. All good. All right. Ultron doing his second attack into X-23. Ooh, oh, God. Another great hit. Woo, boy.
Oof. Great block, though.
Oh, yeah. Good block. Wow. Exciting. Look at this.
1 damage. No,
wow.
Maybe not even that.
Yeah.
Maybe not even 1.
Reroll comes in for X-23's defense and saves it.
Ooh, 5 blocks. Woo.
Wow. That would have been can you imagine the film version of that? It was Ultron, you know, putting this massive blast into her, and she's just like,
crossing her claws and stopping the beam.
Yeah. A huge explosion of the beam hitting her claws. Oh, man. Good times. Well, Ultron was thwarted there. Oop. What's this? Why are they touching Rhino?
Something about Rhino.
Something about Rhino.
Quinn is about to do something to him.
Oh, maybe it's Wolverine getting in there.
Great. I believe he placed outside of 3.
Yeah, but he's going to charge, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and he's got a hammer. So that's
exactly.
That's going to be ugly.
Yep.
Could be ugly.
Could very well be.
So good to have everybody in the chat tonight. Chat is hopping. Loads of people. I hope you like the new chat window that I've opened up so that people could see on the stream what other people are chatting about. Let me know. Let us know if you don't like it. Oh, you decided
to go with Wolverine. Yeah. So charge into
Toad.
Toad.
Yeah, and contesting the objective. All right, let's see if Rogue can finish off. Oh no! Oh no! 2 hits and 3 skulls.
Oh.
And
I have a personal aversion to Toad. He's a nasty character.
I know. He just does so well, and I've started using him now, and he does great.
He is the single character that has lost me the most games, or have me lose most games single-handedly.
Yeah,
but just running to a corner. Hate him so much.
People are mentioning the hammer tax. Tell everybody what hammer tax is. As we see Toad, what's it called? Running away. What the hell is that called?
Hammer tax is that when you are holding one or more hammers, tactics card increase. Well, you have to spend 1 power before you play a tactics card.
Right. So he left Toad on 1, who does have a hammer, but did manage to flip the secure.
Yep.
And Mike is...
And I suppose he could, if he charged, he could walk and mutant absorb. And Toad is on only 1 power, so...
I think he did 2 attacks. The first attack did nothing.
Right. You're right.
Yeah. Mike is so right. He writes in the chat, everyone loves hammers because they forget the tax. Lol. So true. I've done it myself. Because it's exciting. Throwing all extra dice. Woohoo! Who wants to remember? All right.
Yeah, it's like more dice, more better, more fun.
Okay, apparently Rogue walked, then absorbed power off of him. Mutant absorption. Then the attack, and then Slippery happened. But now Toad is going to probably use his spender on Rogue. He's moved forward, and now he's probably going to try to put a Incinerate on her, is my guess. Three hits into no, 3 saves, so no damage. Oh, it's a push. So that must be his regular attack.
Oh, right? Yeah, he's holding out his regular attack. Otherwise, he would have been rolling 5 hammers, 6 dice with a hammer.
Yeah.
God.
So he's pushed her off there. And then I'm going to guess he's going to... Oh, he doesn't have a power to hop.
No, because he didn't generate anything.
Oh, but he can interact from two.
Yeah,
he can interact from two. Yep.
And
Ooh,
Quinn
fails the
doesn't
flip.
have any...
Fails the flip.
Oh, no. Sad Toad. Womp, womp.
Well, that helps Quinn out a little bit because he's struggling on the side. Yeah. Wow.
Hate Toad. Stupid Toad.
Toad pushing Rogue around. That sounds dangerous, my friend. Toad, be careful what you're doing. Are you drinking any beverages tonight?
Oh, yes, indeed. I'm having my favorite GT. Citadel gin, French one. Hibiscus tonic and a piece of lime.
Nice one. This is Cyclops going into Ultron. And I don't think he took 1 damage from that attack. Ultron not doing so well. And the power got passed over to, I think, Wolverine. I think I saw where the arrow was going. Thank you, Quinn and Redcathal, for being so conscientious about the tabs, telling us what's going on.
Right, so...
I must have had a push. Is that push on... I don't know Cyclops very well. Yeah, he's got a push. And in fact, he's got speed of sight as well. That triggered. After this attack is resolved, this character may make an additional optic blast attack. This additional attack may not target the original character. And doesn't have that sight.
Right. But he does have Hidden Run.
Mm-hmm.
And that is also after the attack is resolved, I think. So he can move in between shots, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay. So you still got 1 action to go. Ultron is doing just fine. 2 out of 8 hit points. I'm drinking a daiquiri made with ginger liqueur and pear liqueur. Ginger pear combo, Huggy Bear.
Nice.
That sounds good, right? I need to have you and your wife come to London. We can go out for cocktails.
Oh, yes.
Let's make that happen. Come on.
He will, for sure. Find a tournament.
Cyclops
that doesn't get sold out in 15 minutes.
I know. Cyclops attacked Doc Ock and put 1 hit point through. Not doing well, Cyclops, at all. This is the thing about being dice-dependent attrition character. If the dice gods don't like you, you kind of derpy. Yep.
So ticket sales for Multiverse is going well.
Oh, good. This is your Swedish event.
Announced exactly on the 8th to 9th of June.
Okay.
We announced the event this Friday, and a third of the tickets are already gone.
Nice one. That's great news. I'm excited. Oh, and speaking of tournaments,
don't wait too long.
Don't wait long for the Swedish Wind tournament, which is great.
It's in a brewery, guys.
It's in a brewery. Second weekend of June, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's in Malmo, which is just across the water from Copenhagen. So
exactly,
if you're flying,
really easy to get to if you're flying to Copenhagen. It's basically go to where we had the WTC and then take the train for 30 minutes.
Yep, it's very easy. I've done it before. It's super easy.
Yeah.
And
30 minutes train ride, 5-minute walk.
Yeah. There's a special announcement from the Irish at the end of the match today. So stay tuned for that special Irish announcement. Yes, we have news. What's up, Kronstal? All right.
Such a tease.
Rhino's decided not to do any attacking and double moved himself over to contest that point. And this is because Toad failed to flip it.
Toad to die from being within 2 of an enemy-controlled trap in the cleanup phase. So, for his sake, let's hope he doesn't fail the flip. No problem there.
No problem. Coddle gets the trap back, and I believe stayed outside of 3, or probably inside of 3 of Rogue.
So we're almost through round 2, and not a single extract has changed hands this round.
Toad's got one. He's safe.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Wolverine decides to do here, as well as X-23. But if no further points swing, we're going to be looking at a 10-6 lead for Redcathal, which is potentially crippling.
Yeah, you're right. He's playing a nice cagey scenario game as opposed to an attrition game for Spider Foes.
For sure. I think Ark would be capable of doing some sort of attrition game if he had one more good attrition character in affiliation. Possibly we will see that in the upcoming Spider Foes wave. But big to me my X-Men play here.
Ooh.
Yeah, but at the moment I think they are an affiliation that are good at running around, flipping points, and holding objectives and being somewhat tanky. The weakest link, I'd say, is the lackluster offensive output of Lizard, as well as Doc Ock's absence of action economy.
So to me, my X-Men is you get to move for free out of activation, but it has to be towards leader, which is Cyclops. So Rogue's done it to move back onto the point, as you can see down there. X-23 has moved up onto this dumpster, and I believe now she's using her spender into Ultron. And nice hit. 3 hits, including 2 crits. And the saves are terrible. Wow. 5. He gets the 5 hits so far. He gets his innate reroll. And turns into nothing. So 5 into no saves. Wow.
Woo.
Wow. So
overall, putting attacks into Ultron is not a very good idea.
Yeah, I guess he wants the hammer, but you're right, because
for sure. He is Carl is running Age of Ultron, and Ultron can do insane things when he is built up on power. And he will have priority next round. However, I think X-23 needed to... No, she didn't. He used To Be My X-Men, right? To go forward.
Correct.
So she has another action here.
Yeah, exactly.
Potentially, if she could spender Ultron again, she could move up to the point and stand next to... Doc Ock is still to activate, so that might be...
Yeah,
bit dangerous.
But she's given the power she got from the leadership to Wolverine.
Yeah, this is... I think Quinn is now considering if he indeed does kill Ultron here, where does he put the hammer so that he can go get it?
I think that's your answer. I think that's your... Now, that movement, people at home, is from the spender. The spender allows her to move medium. So she still has one action to go, which is you're going to see right now. Yeah. And I think the answer to you, Huggy Bear, is that he's just going to try to isolate.
As he placed himself within 2, I am assuming this is the normal builder attack.
Yep.
Oh
God, she is mad. She knows how to take down the robot.
Yep.
Woo! Right. So Cyclops gets a power up based on that in the leadership, and she's going to go ahead and pick up the hammer, I'm sure. Yeah, but as Huggy Bear is saying, this is okay to try to take it, but trying to knock down Ultron from his injured side is really pointless. In fact, detrimental to you, because Age of Ultron brings him back fully healed, on the healthy side. It's horrible.
Ultron's gonna have a massive turn next round.
Yeah, he's a menace. He's the new menace. Where's Mike DeLuca? He's in the chat. Mike, what's your hot take on Ultron? Is he balanced? Is he okay? Once CGR hopefully gets fixed, is he the next problem? What's going on in DeLuca land? Right. Doc Ock.
In fact, I think he's the strongest in X-Men. Yeah.
Doc Ock decides to move. No, that's right. Decides to move down and into range of X-23. Who's got the hammer? Ooh, another big hit. God, what is going on tonight?
Boom! Look at that.
Wow.
Pow! Right in the kisser. And
only one save. Ugh.
Yeah, and let's not forget that wilds count double on
oh my
Doc
God,
Ock's attacks.
I didn't know that. I mean, yeah. So that's what, 4, 5, 6 hits into one save. I'm gonna expect exceptional healing to be played here, or he's gonna let it. Is he? Did he either forget or what's the?
No, I think he wants to save the exceptional healing for his injured side.
Oh yeah, why?
Question is if Doc can pick this up. Probably
not. Hammer. Hammer tax. Everybody, I forgot the hammer tax. He had 3, or X-23 had 3 powers.
Oh, yeah.
Use X-23.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid hammer tax. It's hammer time. Who's got a hammer time emoji that they could put into the chat? I think Twitch has a hammer time guy. It's hammer time. Somebody worked that out. Oh, wow. Poor Quinn. So that's Doc Ock.
Apparently the hammer did end up close enough for
Ock to pick
Doc
it up.
Ock to... Hey, Norbert, can you say Doc Ock 10 times really fast?
Doc Ock, Doc Ock, Doc Ock. So Mike's take on Ultron 2 is he's absolutely fine for 5 threats, but the Age of Ultron card is probably the problem. I could get on board with that, Mike.
Yeah, I'm not prepared to call Ultron a problem yet, at least.
Okay, all right. Huggy Bear's very, very laissez-faire. Let the markets decide kind of guy. Okay. So looks like Wolverine is going to leave that side of the table alone and is going after Rhino, who also has a hammer.
I think unless he's an X-Men so that he can use storm hops, quite easy.
Quinn.
It's quite easy to give him Lex Luthor activations where he has to like move once and attack once, which is not good enough for a 5-threat character.
So Wolverine paid to charge, but also his spender and rolled really bad. Oh God, look at that roll, Huggy Bear.
Yep. So dynamics-wise, here, this means that the bottom half of the table is now worth 5 points because there are 3 hammers in the vicinity as well as the 2 traps, and on the up part of the field, there's only 1 hammer. Meaning that it's more worth to put resources in bottom, which creates an interesting sort of conundrum for Cuddle next round, because where will he choose to start activating with his priority? Probably in the bottom, I'd say, because Ultron is on full power and has Age of Ultron, so he's not going to go down. It's impossible. But Doc Ock might be a bit more sensitive to X-23's revenge.
Yeah.
And now she will be able to afford exceptional healing. And she does have Brace. So I actually think that she has a decent chance of surviving an Ultron activation.
So what happened is that Wolverine did no damage with his attack and charge on Rhino, but gets to place within 1 of Rhino, which he did. Then chose to use his second attack onto Toad, which he managed to wipe him out. Toad drops the hammer, but Quinn didn't pick it up with Wolverine. He left it down on the floor and went ahead and flipped the trap to wrap things up, which wasn't easy actually, because he had to do two successes, but he managed it. And he left the hammer on the floor. Thoughts on that? Because Wolverine could have picked it up. Oh no, maybe he didn't have enough power, and instead decided to flip the trap with that power. What was your thinking about that? Why not use the power to pick up the hammer, which is guaranteed, versus trying to flip the trap? What's wrong?
There's has the next round even has round 3 even started? Wasn't this
no
the damage from the trap?
Oh yeah, they might be doing that now in the cleanup phase, the damage part. Yeah. Yeah, here they just did the round flip thing. Now, what I'm asking you, Huggy Bear, is why did Quinn decide to try to flip the trap rather than, which is not guaranteed, rather than just picking up the second hammer with Wolverine?
Probably because he wanted to the trap to do the last point of damage to Toad.
He killed Toad with his second attack.
With the trap.
No, because that's how the Toad dropped the hammer. He got.
Yeah, then I'm not sure. Maybe he considers it a liability to have 2 hammers on the same character. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because so Rhino is there, and he might have him drop 2 hammers with this robbery.
Yeah, so you
run
them.
off. Yeah,
yeah, you drop all of them.
That's gonna. Yeah, exactly. That means that if because Cuddles got prio, so if Wolverine picked that up, then Rhino would be able to rob him of 2 hammers and then run the hell out of there.
Okay, right. So you drop all of your extracts, not just one.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. All right. Ooh, somebody threw something. Probably Coddle. Rhino is probably throwing that size 4 building into, looks like Wolverine. Oh, God, Wolverine saved only 1. Okay.
Can also use exceptional healing if need be.
The game's nice and tight. After that clutch play that Quinn did at the end of round 2, managed to keep it tight on 8 points to 7.
Absolutely.
But now
didn't allow Coddle to run away with it.
This is such good MCP. This is how you want these games to go, where everything is just on the edge. Rhino went ahead and attacked somebody and then placed within 1. Taking a look, maybe
perhaps we could bring the camera over slightly more to the.
Sorry. Yep. Beg your pardon.
Because currently your face is in the way.
Well, I mean that's all that matters, Huggy Bear. I mean, why is that even a question? So I think Rhino attacked Wolverine, didn't do any damage, but gets the place within 1, so he went to the far side of Wolverine there.
Mm-hmm. But he's on an awkward number of power, so he can't rob Wolverine and pick up both hammers.
All right.
So attacking him again.
He's attacking him again. Only 3 hits into no saves again. Jesus.
Why not pick up the hammer and then attack him? With 6 dice instead of, or 7 dice instead of 6.
Right. Wolverine manages to survive that because he played exceptional healing. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very dangerous for X-23 now.
Yeah. I mean, Coddles. I mean, the bulk of the points, like you said, are down here at the bottom of the screen. So,
indeed. So, Rhino could potentially pick up the hammer on the ground and push himself away now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. The hammer tax makes the robbery cost 3 now.
Isn't it 3 to begin with? Is it only 2? I can't remember.
It's 2. Only 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So now it's up to Cahill about what he's going to do with that hammer. Rhino hasn't finished the activation. He's done a throw. He's done 2 attacks. Didn't take down Wolverine. And now the question is, what does he do? Does he pick up that hammer or not? People are suggesting this is a robbery could happen, but it's not going to finish off Wolverine because Brace is still online.
Exactly. But it appears that he uses it to. He can still use it to get the hammer and burn through.
Yeah.
Quinn's Brace.
Yeah.
That is the thing about Brace. If you play around it too much, then it's like it's almost as if the opponent gets to use it multiple times. You just have to like bite the bullet and burn through it. Force them to spend it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Huggy Bear. It's kind of like holding Deception, even if you're not playing.
Yeah, it's exactly like holding Deception. Mm-hmm. A card that is almost better, has bigger effect not played than it has.
Yeah.
When you play it.
So Rhino decided to rob Wolverine of his hammer and throw him away, basically. And he's picked up both hammers. So Rhino has 2 hammers and is sitting on 2 out of 7 hit points. Ooh, scary. Rhino is tough, but not that tough.
No. And Rogue is pretty dangerous for her because her spender can throw size 4s and bowl Rhino into Toad, for instance. Forcing Cuddle to burn his sprays.
Yeah. Right. Ooh, interesting choices now. Huggy Bear, this is where it gets really tense.
Yep. Activation order is one of the most important decision makings in this game. In any game of MCP. Activation order is so important.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Web Warriors and there's a lot of characters. I go quite wide. And that is like my number one problem every turn. And it's a fun problem to have, actually. Okay. Quinn's decided to move Wolverine up and grab that free hammer.
Did you see him spend power? Maybe he did.
Yeah, must have. Yeah, he must have charged. Yeah, and he's going to wipe out Toad, which makes sense because even on this backside, he's annoying. But not with that roll. For the love of God.
Oh, no.
Toad.
I'm neutral here. I'm not rooting for your play, but I'm always for killing Toad.
Totally. So now he's decided to pick up that hammer. Maybe the hammer will juice him enough up to take on this damn Toad.
Yes. Kill that.
No,
that's a good block.
That's a fantastic block. 3 blocks, Toad. 5 hits so far.
Yeah, I think this is enough. This is enough. He only has 3 health on his injured side. Yeah, that's right, Toad. You go back there. Yeah, the side of the table.
Oh, he's got Pierce. Thank you, Editor.
Get off my property.
Yeah, so the Pierce breaks through all those blocks. A really good block by Toad, but that hit was decent enough to take him out. Ugh. All right.
Yeah, exactly. There was a discussion in the chat on whether Toad could have used Slippery after the first attack, but he has to take at least 1 damage in order to use that superpower, and he did not.
And Quinn ended the turn by having Rogue patch up Wolverine. Really good use of patch up because he completely wiped out all the damage that Cottle put into him. Wow, this game is great. This is such, nothing really overly dramatic. It's just, what the mechanics of MCP, it's, highlighting what the mechanics of MCP are all about.
Yeah, now Lizard is in a tricky situation because he... Did you see where he was pointing the arrows?
I'm going to come back. No, he's using Ock to attack X-23, if that's what you're asking. And Ock did nothing, that attack. Nothing. Dice have been pretty swingy this game. Second attack goes into her, and much better. 3 hits, including crit. And you said the wilds count for 2?
On Duck Hawk's builder attack.
Oh, okay. Because he's rolled 3 wilds. Whoa! And just deleted X-23 off the table. Whoa! Duck Hawk. Wow. You gotta watch out for these scientists.
Yeah. That cock spilled her attack.
Oh man. Well, Doc must be feeling very satisfied with himself. Yeah, so it's now Domino trying to finally take down Lizard. They've got a little thing going on, a little dance.
Yeah, she's pretty competent doing that.
Yeah.
I think Lizard might.
He's on his backside already.
Go here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's done damage. He did 1 damage to Rhino and then has given a power to Rogue from the leadership. I didn't see if the trigger happened.
Needs to be lucky here.
Yeah, so...
Or else this might start slipping through his hands.
Ooh, no saves this time. So I think 1 more goes through because of damage reduction. And I'm going to imagine he got at least 1 trigger. I didn't see it. 2 rapid fire. So we'll see. It would be pretty bad if he doesn't take him down. I hear some dice being thrown. Oh, another bad hit from Domino. God, not even skulls to help out. But I think he got the trigger. 2 saves, so no damage off that one. So last attack coming in now. Nope, Domino's not feeling it today. Only 1 hit.
That's
got the skull though, so that's he can count it as a crit. So it's 2 hits, 3 hits altogether, but yeah, 2 saves. So he's taken he took 1 hit point of damage for each one of those attacks. He's on 3 out of 5. Not enough.
Tuttle needed this.
Oh yeah, this was definitely to keep this side, in the game without it crumbling. Looks like Lizard's going into Domino. Oh no, sorry. He's first flipped the trap.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think he's going to attack Domino. It's way more important to
flip traps.
Flip traps and try to mitigate Rogue's activation.
Mm-hmm.
Force her to spend power on a charge and a flip, so that she can't afford the spender.
Yeah.
Possibly. And I hope she has bad dice. Ooh.
Why did Rogue move then? Was that Lizard throwing her?
Yeah, Lizard threw her.
Yeah. And then flips his trap. Yeah. Good use of Lizard.
So he's got 1 action left, so he could fish for a lucky while on a push Rogue, or he could bend Wolverine. That's also
and it's not to do damage so much as to try to get the wild push trigger, which so far he's got a crit, but no wild just yet. Oh, crit rolls into the wild, just what he wanted. And let's see where he puts him. Gives him bleed. Was that the spender then? That was a spender. Huh.
Yes.
So instead of pushing, he gave him bleed and slow.
Okay.
Wow. So you're lagging again, my friend.
All right. Hope it goes away.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, you may have to reboot your router.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that leaves Rogue left to go on the bottom here, and on Cahill's side, it is Ultron. Now, it looks like Cahill must have passed because Rogue is activating now. She went to go ahead and flip the trap on the left. And does it?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very defensive move.
It's all about the points. The game's not about killing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and thing is that Lizard is on the injured side, so he's not contesting the trap.
Right. Well, he is, but he's not counting against the crisis conditions about.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to roll an additional. You only need one hit crit or wild in order to flip it.
Yeah. All right. It looks like he's attacking Lizard though. Probably
exactly
should take him out. So I think that takes him out.
Oh yeah, that was an attack roll, not a flipping. Okay.
Yeah, it was or a mutant absorption. Not sure. He's left him on 1 anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see if the flip pay to flip works out. It does.
Right. Okay, so currently Cal has 3 hammers and 1 point. So question is now, he passed, so he's gonna, if he takes out Cyclops, he's gonna give up priority. Almost looks as he's eyeing to try and get Ultron across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could, if he has problem placing Ultron on that, because of that dumpster, he could just throw it and create new grunts.
Yes. Mike's pointed out for us down below with Lizard being left on 1. It's actually okay because the trap will, in the cleanup phase, trigger and cause damage to enemy within 2. And Quinn is likely to choose Lizard, and that'll take Lizard off the table without having to roll any dice. All right, so Ultron moves himself over here and then does an Acephalobleem, which is like a bow, basically. It moves Cyclops further into Africa. And then looks like he's moving a second time within...
Setting up to attack Wolverine, first activation next round.
Right, because Quinn will have priority. No, sorry.
I would...
sorry.
I think I would spend for a throw of the lamppost there. Yep.
Yeah.
There it is, because that will create new grunts.
Aha. Okay, gotcha. So he's just throwing it nowhere, basically.
So that is one more free attack because they come out with a stagger on them.
Uh-huh. Do they get to activate that now?
Free attack No. They come out next round. They come out with a stagger token on them, but the grunts always activate before their parents, so they come out at a timing step when they are already supposed to be activated, so they can activate next round, and then they have to shake the stagger.
Okay, so they get
but Ultron can do some funny things with his grunts, like move them into clusters of characters and then like throw characters into the grunts so that they break and then they do damage to characters nearby and feed Ultron more power.
Mm-hmm.
Tunnel might regret this move should Cyclops be able to like daze Ock and flip his points.
All right, he's looking.
But it looks like he's not even gonna try for that.
He's staying outside of Ock's attack range, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But what is he doing? What's the point of moving there?
Pursuing Ultron.
Yeah.
I guess because now Doc Ock, if Cyclops, if Cyclops leaves that side, then Ock is just gonna score 3 points by himself by flipping the other point and standing around. 12 very tight.
Wow.
I think the game is likely to be decided this round.
Yeah.
So maybe not. But, Cuddle needs to get 4 points.
Yeah.
And
Well, he almost has 2.
Doc Ock can almost get 3 of those single-handedly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Rhino can just get away, then it can become
Rhino's attacking Wolverine.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see what Rhino's doing here.
So if Rhino can generate 2 power from this attack.
Nope. No, he cannot. But he gets to place within 1.
Yep.
Okami is suggesting that the plan is just to get Rhino the hell out of here.
Yep.
Interesting. He put him there. I thought he'd be on the far side of Wolverine, but he's moved him onto the edge, so to speak.
I mean, taking out Wolverine is still
very hard.
He could.
He's attacking.
He's not going to be able to get too far away.
Good hit. That's 4 hits with a crit. Crit rolls into another hit. 5 hits into just 1 save. So 4
That'll
going
do
through.
It.
Wow, that does it. Whoa.
Do it.
Woo. Not good for Quinn.
Not at all. And that's another hammer into the hands of Rhino, and now he can slip away.
Oh, no. Eesh. Oh, that was a bad stroke for Quinn.
A bad stroke, eh?
Hey. So now that was he's paid for a stampede, which lets him move medium, and he destroys terrain size 2 or less. And that's the Rhino. Good activation. He's sitting on 3 hammers. Wow.
Yep. He certainly would have loved to do that damage needed on the first attack, but he got Wolverine dazed, and that is, as a net result, superior to just getting the 2 power and running away.
Okay. Over to Quinn. How's he going to respond? Wolverine is dazed.
Domino is a bit too far away from things to be really relevant. So I'm assuming it's either Rogue or Cyclops that are about to go. And Ultron has Age of Ultron, so you can't really do anything about him here.
No. It's pointless to attack him. Absolutely pointless. Yeah, Rhino should be the target.
Yep.
But he's far away.
Yeah, and if Rhino doesn't die, then Cuddle has got this in his hand. I mean,
he's got GG.
He's single-handedly scoring 3. Yeah. So Storm basically has to do this in 1 attack.
Not Storm, Rogue.
Rogue, sorry.
Yep.
Female X-Men person.
X-Men.
X-Woman.
Gotta hand it to Quinn, though. He's kept himself in this game round after round, just that 1 elusive point behind, sadly.
And he was further behind earlier in the game. After round 1, it was 5-3, so he's clung back to a slim disadvantage.
Yeah. Rich Mid is going to have a post-show analysis, I'm sure, with Quinn on the next Rich Mid show.
Yeah, I highly recommend Rich Mid's show. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
had the pleasure of talking to him during the WTC.
Ah, nice. Yes, we are all anxiously waiting to see what Professor X will bring to the X-Men.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, Cyclops X-Men are apparently trying to play in a different style than Storm, a more attrition style, but the fact remains that basically all of their affiliated characters are limited to 5 dice attacks or less.
Okay.
Which is like not great when you want to, because in order to make great use of the leadership, you want to be able to plan for the extra power generation, and that is really tough when you have a lot of like well, you just have a ton of attacks that are 50-50 to do damage. I guess rapid fire is probably his best bet. Looks like Doc Ock has cover. He's covering Doc Ock. Oh, that was yeah, he got the wild push. I think that is a May. It's not like Iron Man's, which is that he has to push.
Okay.
And he got the extra attack as well.
What's up?
So he got the speed of sight trigger. So he got to do a second attack on the first action. So he put that into Ultron and hit the wild. So he got to push Ultron short.
Ah, okay. Nice one.
But yeah, because it's size 3 now. It used to be size 2.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. And then he's using his second action probably to flip that trap, hey?
Yeah, unless he paid for hit and run. I can't remember if he did.
Possibly. Well, we'll see soon enough. He's going to go ahead and try to flip that trap first, I'm sure. And if he's going to attack again, then we'll see that happening. Yep, second action. That was the hit and run movement. So he's doing the second action into Doc Ock again. See if he can take him out.
Only needs to do 2 damage to shut down Ock, and that is...
he saves. Ooh, but there's a crit involved. Let's see. 3 hits into 2 saves.
Oh, 1 damage short.
Oh, no, Quinn. No.
Oh, maybe he could have surrendered here.
And he's going to do the flip the trap.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, and succeeds. Ock's still able to go and has a hammer.
Yep.
Ugh. Wow. That would have kept him in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That would have been basically a 6-point swing.
Patch up being played. Probably going to heal Rhino. Ultron healing Rhino.
Yep. Making Rogue's task even harder. And now Ultron can Cephalo Beam Rogue even further away. And possibly... Now I can't spender her as well. But... yeah, just move her out of there. Move again, flip the point. Possibly place himself in a way that makes for awkward landing spots. For Rogue, cutting her movement short a half an inch or so.
Yeah.
Towards Rhino, but she's most likely...
she flips the trap.
Unable to reach him at this point.
Yep. So Ultron flips that trap as well. And that only leaves, let's see, Domino and Rogue to go. And double moves Domino onto that point. Tries to flip it, I imagine.
Yep.
And fails. Oh, no, wait. Ultron's injured. Sorry. Succeeds.
Right.
That leaves Ock now, who's probably going to just try to flip that trap. One of the two. Or take out Cyclops. One of the two. Cyclops is...
I mean, here's an interesting gamble. Either he spends, because I think he can reach both points if he gets rid of that dumpster. So either he walks to Cyclops's dumpster, Cyclops's point, gambles that he's going to be able to flip it through the contest, and then he throws the dumpster so that he can get to the other point in one move to flip that.
Yeah, but he's moving Cyclops off the point to make it easier for him now to flip it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
to be fair, he doesn't need all the points, but
yeah, whatever. You never know. Strength of schedule. Oh. Style points. All right, he moves on to the point. He's going to try to flip it. And succeeds.
There it is.
Wow. Wow. Can he make it to the other? And it just runs away. Yeah, sure. Just going through the paces. You know, what do they call it in this country? Die Ultron die. Rogue's gonna go into Ultron. Let's see if it happens. Quinn having a little fun.
Have him play Age of Ultron. Let's see it happen.
All right, so the charge. It's Posey's attacking Ultron. Let's see if it happens. No, 2 crits into 2 saves, though. Nothing. 3 hits into 3 saves. Nothing.
Womp, 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 womp.
Second attack does similarly nothing. Right. I think that's GG. So that'll give Coddle 5 points. So that makes him 17. And Quinn will get 3 secures. That'll put him on 14. 17-14 will be the game. And loads of fun. What are your thoughts before we go to the interviews?
Clearly, Carl's game plan was to grab many points early and just keep it for the rest of the game, weathering the storm, the attacks from Quinn, and that is exactly what he managed to do. Quinn had some very clever plays during rounds 2 and 3 that allowed him to not fall too far behind too early. But in the end, Coddle had the tech and the tankiness of his characters to survive the if we're honest, not too dangerous attacks of the X-Men characters. A lot of 5 dice attacks there. And a very split up board, so a bit harder to exploit Cyclops' leadership to the fullest.
Yeah.
I think he fought well from a disadvantaged position and
totally.
But didn't manage to go the whole way.
No. I agree. I think there were a couple of clutch instances where Quinn left some characters on 1, which wasn't great for him, considering that his game plan is essentially attrition. But that's them's the breaks. You need to have that in your mind when you're playing an attrition team like this, and try to stack the things and other things in your favor.
Indeed. But they are very good, very powerful characters. But I think Cyclops functions better with his leadership on a narrower crisis.
And that's because he's more easily able to give up power from his leadership. Yeah.
But clearly, Quinn was determined to play Cyclops no matter what, because it was his only leader that he was able. He technically could have played X-Force.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if that would have been any better.
Maybe not.
Okay. Shall we jump over to say hello?
Yep.
All right. See you there, everybody. Anybody got questions? Please put them into the chat. happy to talk to the players about them. And let's find their table. There it is.
Character.
Hello.
But I mean, he's still not a character you would love to splash.
Yeah, so, I don't think so. But something
in the chat. Sorry, we should shut up. We're talking about Ock. Hi, guys.
Hey, thanks, guys, for letting us watch this really interesting game. Everyone was super pleased at the teams that you chose and also the crises that came up. It's just a little bit off of the beaten path for MCP, and the back and forth of it was just wonderful to watch. So thanks so much.
Thanks for streaming it.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Or honest MCP, as someone said in the chat.
Yeah, very honest MCP.
Only kind of like.
Quinn, we are super excited to talk about your roster. We were thrilled to see the choices of characters. You said it was going to be janky, and it was really interesting, all the characters that you picked in there. Tell us a little bit about why you're working with this roster.
I like X-Men now. they do things I like. They kill stuff.
Yep. And it seemed like your team in particular looked really spicy. There was so many high attrition characters in there with the leadership on top of that. It looked really tough. Do you think you were hampered by the spread nature of the crises, though?
I mean, I always prefer an Era C, but like I can make Bs work because on a B, your attrition can have arguably more of an impact if you do collapse one side. I mean, yeah. I almost managed that on this game with the Rogue Domino side of the board, but I couldn't quite deal with Rhino. I hate him so much.
Yeah, Rhino MVP. People are asking, why isn't Beast in your roster?
So one, I'm not overly fussed about Beast as a character. Like, he doesn't overly interest me. Two, I really hate the fact that ambush is mandatory if you roll it.
Yep.
So, cool. I've rolled a wild. My character is now in the middle of the entire enemy team, which is not a thing I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, he's cool. Like, he just doesn't fit in for what I want when I could have X-23 and Domino.
Right. Right. Because, I mean, it looks like you're all about the attrition, and those two are just more reliable in that regard.
Yeah, I'm all about the killing. However, when Kitty comes out, I will be playing her just because she's one of my favourite mutants, and also in affiliation, long move is never a bad thing.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about Cyclops as a leader. How have you found him?
I absolutely love him. Like, just the leadership itself, like setting up all of those little turn one plays without the need for, like, an R&D or someone to kind of be the pack mule that gives power out to everyone.
Right.
It just makes the whole playstyle run a bit smoother. And then obviously having Cyclops himself be a ranged attacker and, like, you know, having typically a Domino or a Cable in my list as well to sort of form that role on the other flank. It's quite easy getting power on the characters that need it round one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he doesn't tend to do a great deal on his actual activations, but, you know, he's just sort of there for the general leadership and, to me, my X-Men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you used to me my X-Men pretty well in this game. You got Rogue back into the action and put X-23 into striking range. So were you pleased with that use of the card?
Yeah, like, I tend to use it for those kinds of things. If I'd gotten a bit of power on him, like earlier in turn one, I potentially would have been using it to like have someone move on to the home hammer, and then from there, like go pick it up for free, move charge if that was an option available with like either Rogue or Wolverine. One of the plays I do prefer doing, but it just didn't quite come up. So it was a nice consolation prize to me, my X-Men.
Yeah. So how did you feel about your deployment and how the two sides of the board were working out?
Yeah, I felt pretty good about them. Obviously, I got to pick the board edge, and just cycling through them, I was like, let's just give Kahal, like, the big size 4 thing over here, and, like, just not deal with that. And also give me some ammunition for Rogue in that sort of half of the board as well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everyone having Roll Crawler or being a real big dude doesn't super impede Kahal, but equally stops it impeding me.
Fair.
I think also the best thing of the train was this dumpster.
Yeah.
Because I could never get a single move from my trap to your trap.
Mm.
And like at the end, I was, I needed Ock to make a flip, and I was like, can I? I was just, no, he just needs to make that one. Turns out he actually didn't. I got one more point than I had calculated, but it was really annoying. Same with Ultron. There was a turn where I wanted him to go forward and flip that, but it ended up having to double attack. Yeah. So yeah, great use of the terrain.
Quinn, another a viewer is asking about Logan instead of OG Wolverine.
Yeah, like I've not played a great deal with Logan, because I came into X-Men after the changes happened, and they finally made OG Wolverine what I wanted him to be, which is just giant ball of murder.
Yeah.
Which equally is what Logan is. I've had horrible things done to me by Logan, as I'm sure Gil can point out from the Last Nations.
Okay.
Just killed my entire team in a turn. Throws very heavily upon attrition. I was like, oh, okay. The main thing for me with Logan is the rerolls are great on him, but because of the way I tend to play and the missions I tend to want, they're not always as easily achievable as you'd perhaps like them to be.
Right.
Which is why I do
can
end up
see
favoring.
The Cyclops leadership sort of encourages you to stay together with as big parts of your teams as possible, and Logan is like the opposite of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Talking about the gameplay, I'll let Huggy Bear jump in a moment, but I think that one of the big troubles that look, first of all, we want to congratulate you because you fell behind after round 1, but then pulled within 1 and kept it at that elusive 1 hit point behind for the rest of the game. Really, really nice to see you battling that back. It felt like Toad really scuppered the momentum for you. Is that how you felt about it?
Yeah, Toad was a bit of an issue. Like, I knew I had the tools necessary to deal with him on that side of the board with Rogue in particular. She's very good against Toad. The main issue that I ran into was the combination of Toad with Ox leadership. Like, getting that one extra power on him every time, each turn you attack him just makes that Slippery so much more viable.
Yeah.
Because obviously, without that leadership, he doesn't get his first Slippery. Like, Domino walks up, shoots him.
Yeah.
He's only got 1 power. And yeah, it was a very... It's probably the best use of Ox leadership I've seen is with Toad in particular, and I think he's probably the go-to splash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really easy, applicable use of it. With everyone else, you can kind of see, oh yeah, Lizard will eventually get his throw that little bit faster. Same with Rhino, like it'll make him easier to guarantee that robbery when you need it. But like Toad is just so immediate. You're like, I'm gonna take at least 1 damage. I gain at least 1 damage from the leadership, and then I'm gone. So yeah, no, it's the easiest, most obvious benefit of the leadership for sure.
Cool. Go ahead, Huggy Bear. What questions do you have for Quinn?
Yeah, I was curious about. I think it was at the end of round 2 or possibly round 3, where there was an interesting situation where you killed Toad. You dazed Toad. He dropped his hammer, but you didn't pick it up. Could you just talk us through that situation so that we could hear your reasoning behind your question?
Yeah, so there were a few things that went into it. Obviously, with Toad going down, and I only ended up having 1 power on Logan, so there was a choice to be made with regard to picking it up or going for the flip. And the main things that I took into consideration were this is a robbery, because that hadn't been used by that point in the game. So having 2 hammers on Logan means that it's probably Rhino goes first, hits Logan, the hammers plop out of him like, rings from Sonic.
Yep.
And, bad things end up happening to everyone in Rhino's general vicinity, as we saw in that final round of the game with Wolverine. The other thing that I took into consideration was the potential denial of that hammer to Rhino, because I just about eyeballed it well enough to make it so it was physically impossible for Rhino to get that hammer unless the trailer went away. So it was kind of a forcing the hand kind of thing. And then, finally, rolling on the point, I need 2 1-4 dice, which is decent odds. and it's the same number of VPs, but has the added benefit of that potential denial / forcing of the hand, not putting all my eggs in one basket, potentially leaving like something for Rogue to grab on her turn to just sort of up her offensive capabilities.
Yeah, because she needed the help.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Carl. Like, she really struggled.
Yeah, she didn't do enough work. Yeah.
What else do you have?
Yeah, and then I wanted to return a bit to your roster, which is I initially I had some trouble wrapping my head around it because at first I thought, oh, it's a triple affiliation with X-Men, Hellfire Club, and X-Force. But given your choice of tactics cards, it looks like you're quite intent on never playing anything else but Cyclops led X-Men. Is that a correct interpretation, or do you ever plan on using X-Force here?
No, it's 100% correct. Like, I mean, my thought process is Cyclops' leadership, for me and the way that I do attrition, is better than Cable's. I know Cable's leadership got a bit of a buff, but it's not really enough for me to warrant its full inclusion in terms of tactics cards. Also, with regards to tactics cards, X-Men tactics are a lot better than the X-Force tactics, in my opinion. I think those could honestly look like do with a little bit of a revision, especially.
Well, sure. I'm not disagreeing at all, but there's a discussion to be had about pretty sneaky sis, I think, in a world of CGR.
Yeah, I mean, with regard to CGR, it's not a thing that works into the debate of like X-Men versus X-Force, but I have Colossus to deal with that. You slap a stun on him, he has a very hard time. Like, I played into it a lot because, unfortunately, one of my closest associates with regard to this game is Rich, and he does love a Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's move over to Coddle. Great game. We loved seeing how cagey you were playing on the scenario and using, I guess, the tankiness to protect you from the attrition. Is that your usual game plan?
I think it is the Spider Foes game plan with Ock, in that you want to get an extract lead. I've found through Sinister Traps, you can usually manage to get a 3-1 or a 3-2 and kind of work from there. Obviously, with Mutant Madman, it's very easy to sit back, make them come to you, because a lot of my characters can get to their trap with one move,
right?
And then like either kind of force them to focus on a different side, like split their attention, or just run away that side if it works out. Fortunately, due to terrain placement, it didn't really work out. But yeah, I just have to hold on to two. Usually, in this case, it was only able to hold on to one trap for most of the game, but I kept the extract lead, and that I just about managed to pull it out in the end.
Yeah, exactly. How are you finding Doc Ock as a character and also as a leader?
We were talking about this actually while you guys were doing your wrap up. I really like Doc Ock. In like the comparison between him and Wolverine is what we were talking about, and Wolverine's got all the pressure on this one roll to roll those wilds, and whereas Doc Ock, you just rolling dice, and eventually you're going to roll a couple of wilds, and like as you saw when he dazed Laura and like flip one shot Laura on the other side, he sometimes he does just pop off like that.
Yeah.
And the throw with range 3, something I really liked when I played X-Men and Storm. Of course, his is size 3 terrain and characters, so it's a fantastic throw. I really like him because you're forcing people to come to you usually, but even if not, he is perfectly happy moving once, throwing the builder, and then throwing a size 3 throw. So yeah, I really like him. He's probably the weakest model defensively, other than Toad on the roster, but I'm happy for him to kind of chill at the back until he needs to come out and clobber someone.
Okay. But the dice gods were on your side because not only did Toad keep surviving, but Doc Ock had that clutch survival towards the end of the game.
Yeah, surviving right at the end. I was like, this game's pretty good, as long as I just got to make sure that whoever goes into Rhino, because I was looking at that after Rhino's activation on the last round, he could get like, I think Rogue could have moved and charged, and Cyclops could have moved and shot. And I was like, okay, this is fine. Whoever goes that way, I'll just Encephalo beam the other one away and it'll be grand. I didn't think about him going for Ock in cover because I thought the 5 hit points were, and the higher defense was probably better. But in fact, like Cyclops spiking the 3 and the push in the first one, I was like, oh crap. But yeah, he managed to just about hang on.
Yeah. Crunstel wants to know whether you've tried Venom.
Venom is in the roster. I really like Venom. Venom's a cool character. He's a little bit more niche, and I think it depends on the opponents. If you think you're going to see like a lot of defensive rerolls, Venom's a good guy. And like even on a scenario like this, he can pull someone off to make an easier flip later on. But yeah, he doesn't come out at this threat level at the moment.
Okay, cool. What do you got for Cathal, Huggy Bear?
Yeah, I was actually also trying to hear about Venom. He's a character you don't see a lot these days. Probably, I assume, because of the energy attack heavy meta, so to speak. But yeah, are there any other affiliated characters in Web Warrior Spider Foes that you have been considering for your roster?
I thought about the last 3 spots. I have Mysterio as my other alternate foe. I feel like he's probably the best other one. I don't think Craven's fine, but I don't think he does enough in any particular direction. I think Carnage has similar problems to Venom, but he doesn't have the displacement. I think because you so much focusing on Ox leadership, Goblin's a fine 4, but I think he just doesn't fit with this. If you're focusing on Ock, if you wanted to go with Venom, you'd probably, or not Venom, we have Venom. If you wanted to go with Green Goblin, I'd want regular Doc Ock as well. And I feel like the game plans they overlap a little bit too much. And I think Ox is more reliable. Fixing opponent's defense dice is like, it's really good dice modification, but I think just gaining the extra powers and being able to throw or do your superpowers a little bit more reliable.
Kingpin?
Kingpin's in Spider Foe? No, I know he is, but I don't think he's a Spider Foe. I've never played him there. No. He's just like, all of his attacks are good, his superpowers are great, but I mean, he's the criminal syndicate leader in my head. And if he's in your roster, you have to think about that, and I don't want to have to think about it.
Yeah, I can somehow relate to that, actually. Although I do think he might have some merit as an extract holder under Arc, but yeah, I really get where you're coming from there. It becomes like, oh, so this is a criminals roster now.
Yeah, exactly. You have to think about that because that leadership is so good, and this plays in a similar style. But I'm already playing pay to flips, and Kingpin doesn't like those, and yeah, there's just too many reasons not to, despite the fact that he is an excellent character.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Huggy Bear?
No, just congratulations on the win. It was great to see a back and forth, honest MCP game.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Cheers, guys.
So Cathal, you have the last word, Cathal, because you have important news for the MCP community.
Yes, so important news for Irish events. There will be a 2-day event in Ireland later this year. It'll be the 22nd and 23rd of June.
Okay.
It's going to be hosted. It's called Conclave, Contest of Champions. It'll be held in Thomond Park, which for those of you who are of a sporting interest, it is the home of Munster Rugby, so it's a stadium, and they're in the VIP area of the stadium. It's got these lovely view of the pitch.
Yep.
Plenty of space, lots of light, full bar. And yeah, we'll have 2 days of Marvel there. There's a 32-player singles event on the Saturday, and we're going to have a 3-person team tournament event on the Sunday.
Right.
It's also a championship on Longshanks, meaning if you win, you become Irish champion for the year, and you get a cool little badge.
Oh, amazing. So this, where is the stadium located?
So it's in Limerick. It is about 25 minutes from Shannon Airport, so it's really easy to get to. There's tons of hotels in Limerick. Limerick's a great city for nightlife, drinking, crack. It's a lovely place, and the scene in Limerick's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you guys asking for to play at this event?
What are we asking for? That is a good question. I believe the events are priced individually, and you can get both at a slight deduction cost saving. I believe it's €20 for the Saturday and 15 for the Sunday, and you can get both for 30, but don't quote me on that. You'll have to ask. It's just Rory on Discord. He's the TO. But if you ask me as well at a later stage, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And you can hit me up on Discord as well. It's Redcathal.
Cool. And where do people find out more information or be able to talk to people? Is there a Facebook page?
The Longshanks event is up, and messaging either myself or Rory will be able to get back to you with more details about Limerick and where you might stay and how you might get there.
Okay, cool. So that'd be Redcathal on Discord, just like it's showing on the screen now. And if you're in the chat, you can see it's just Rory, also on Discord.
Indeed.
Excellent. All right. Well, look, guys, thanks again. Great game. One loss to you, Quinn, but you're still in it. You just have to keep winning at this point. Easy.
I mean, yeah, I'll keep going. Sure.
Excellent. I think the more difficult thing about this loss is having to deal with Rich now on the next show.
I'm a retired MCP player anyway. Like I'm washed up.
Yeah. Tell people where they can find you and Rich.
In the deepest, darkest areas of the north of the UK. No. Yeah, I am the co-host of the Rich Mid Gaming YouTube channel. Of course, it had to just be named after him because he's a narcissist. But yeah, like we're probably not going to be doing many like sort of weekly shows going forward, just because the way AMG handles news and its release is very erratic. So it'll probably be like one-off things every so often that I'll show up on. But yeah, I'll be around.
Brilliant. Okay, well, good to see you there. All right, everybody.
Wait,
what?
Robert, because Quinn plugged his show, I'll plug mine.
Oh yes, your new podcast. Yay! Thanks.
I do a podcast with Angus in the London Meta, famously of the London B team. We do a podcast called Rapid Fire. And podcasts are coming out every fortnight. They're on Spotify and the Across the Bifrost Nexus.
Yes, nice. Thanks for reminding us. Thank you so much. That's really great. Okay, thank you again, gentlemen. And also thank you, everybody in the chat tonight. Very busy chat. Really fun to see some people from the United States and different parts of Europe in here. But most of all, thank you to Huggy Bear for being such a great co-host and friend. So thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Norbert. Always a pleasure, and looking forward to the next one.
Yes, so this is only week 2. We've got 4 more weeks ahead of us. I hope you're enjoying the MCP TTS League of Season 13. If you're not playing into it, do consider joining. You could always join late. But if not, let's tune in to our next stream, hopefully sometime next week. With that, I wish you all a very good night. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Adios.